Alright guys, hello and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be playing some Girls Frontline 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉. The game is finally launched globally, so we can finally play the game in English. I've been waiting for this for so damn long, and I'm having such a fun time playing it honestly since it launched last night. Now, I will be live streaming the game tomorrow night at tomorrow morning at 10 AM AEDT, so Australian Standard Daylight Savings Time. If you want to check that out, please do. I'll be streaming tomorrow around that time. Anyways guys, but this game's pretty awesome, so yeah, let's just jump in and check it out. Alright, apologies for the get-ups as well, I'm just woken up, so I'm a little bit tired. So let's just jump in and show you guys some combat straight up. Okay, so the first thing you'll do is you'll be building your team. You have essentially 5 units that'll be in the battle at any given time, and then you can have up to 3 support units that can be swapped in and out essentially when you want to use them in your team, and let some of the other team members essentially sit on the bench while you do so to heal up. Now you also get your 3rd slot, which I haven't unlocked yet, at stage 213. So let's just jump into a bit of combat. Okay, so basically this game works like a roguelike auto chess kind of game. So the first thing you're going to be met with is essentially this screen here. This is essentially the roguelike map. So we're going to be jumping in, we're going to choose something like an ability. Now take note of down here at the very bottom of these essentially stages, they tell you what specific units get the buff. So basically if I complete this stage, I'm going to get some guard drops. If I complete the one in the middle, I'm going to get sniper drops. I'm actually going to do the sniper drops. And this is essentially the thing. Now there's a few things to keep in mind. There's essentially barriers here, which are solid things that roadblocks get in your way. You have your unit placement, but you also get things like these, power strikes. So these things will effectively increase damage of certain things, and they do different various buffs. So there's like a taunt buff, there's a range buff, there's a melee buff, there's a damage increasing, etc, etc, etc. Alright, so let's just start off with that formation. We're pretty over level for this, so we're probably going to just completely shred everything in this stage with like 0 issues, but yeah. And there we go, easy done. And then we move on to the next stage. Now, I'll show you some of the other things that can essentially happen in this roguelike map. If you've played games like 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉, you kind of know what to expect already. So, we've got the option of a buff here. Now, we could discard it and not take it and get a bit of gold instead to spend later on, but I'm going to take the buff. So, next normal attack snipers perform after using any skill that will target the enemy with the lowest HP and boost their normal attack by 20 points. So later on you'll get essentially multiple options. Now see here we have 2 different enemy nodes. We have the regular grey one and we have the purple one, or the pink one. The pink one is essentially an elite node or an intermediate node, which means higher difficulty but better potential rewards, which is also a warrior node, so we're going to do that one because we do want warrior buffs. Now you do have your like skill kind of stuff down here. So these skills down here I can essentially do different various things. So for example, I wanted this unit to be over here. I can move that unit and she's going to move all the way over there and start doing stuff over there. You can move units around, you can boost them, you can put enemy units into the air to temporarily stun them. There's a bunch of different various things you can do that way. So now we've got an option of 2 different buffs. I'm going to take this one here because the lifesteal is generally pretty good. Now, this is the first different node we've got. So this one here is essentially a question mark node. A random thing will essentially happen here in an anomaly area. These can be a bunch of different various things. Now, if you get this one, this particular node, and you've got a low amount of coins up here, you definitely want to take this, the top option. So spend all cash coins to obtain a random orange function card. That means the highest rarity card. You're just going to get a good card, basically. Now, as you can see before, we have that intermediate pink node we saw before, but now we also have an advanced conflict node. These are even more difficult missions, and you get even better rewards from doing these, better drops. So we're going to do one of these. Yet again, because we're pretty over-leveled, we're going to pretty much sweep through most of this pretty easily with no difficulties. I think this is going to be pretty easy. Now, normally what you would want to do is that little like circular pad thing that was in the very back right. Normally you would want to target that. The reason being is that is spawning essentially enemies. Now the reason I wasn't bothering doing that is because I'm already pretty over-leveled for this, so I didn't really need to. As you can see, we've got purple drops now. So we're probably going to take the one on the right, which is the sniper drop. And we're also going to do this because one of our units is getting pretty low on HP. Now, this is the shop node. So you can get in here, you can buy different various things, the amount of coins. You can also buy protocols, which essentially change up the the buffs and stuff on the level. I'm going to refresh this once and see what else we get. Yeah, we'll take that. Alright, so let's leave that. We bought our shop now. And now we just keep on going for the map the same way we have. That's basically most of the nodes. The last node that we haven't seen yet is like a recovery kind of node, which we haven't gotten to yet. I'll show you that later on. Okay, so this is a recovery node. So what we can do is we can upgrade a function, we can generate a trading area and enter it, so we can generate essentially a shop, or we can restore a doll's HP. Now, seeing one of my snipers is pretty low, I'm going to hit this option here, which is restore HP to 80% max HP for the doll with the lowest current HP, or you can do a 30% heal for all units. I'm going to do the high heal, since all my other units are basically max HP. Now we essentially have the boss stage, so let's do the boss. Now, bosses show up as the orange enemy stage, basically. So we've got our same kind of unit placement before. What we're going to do, though, for this boss stage is once our ultimate goes up on one of these characters, we're actually going to target this square here. The reason being, that's going to destroy that buffing thing that was in the middle here, and essentially the portal that was in the spawning portal in the bottom right. And that should effectively allow us to deal with everything in that unit. Okay, and we're done. So that's essentially what combat is like. Now let's check out some of the other different things in the game that you can do, the different combat modes. So, for example, one of the things you'll have is you'll have these things over here. Now, I haven't unlocked algorithm collection because that's still a little bit later on. You don't really need to worry about that until you hit the end game, though, so we're not going to talk about that one today. Now, the one thing that's really good about this game, the reason why I'd say it's really free-to-play friendly, is because of this fragment search. Essentially, you don't need to summon for dupes. You can summon for dupes and get dupes that way, but you can grind out, for every single character in the game, you can grind out dupes with no problems at all through this system, or fragments, so to speak. So for example, if we were to clear this stage here, for the first clear bonus we would get 3 of these, and then every single day we would get a fragment essentially here. So you can clear these stages 10 times, but 6 times per character. So we could do 6 here and then like 4 on Hubble, for example. And this would essentially give us fragments. Now, obviously I've already started up once, that's because I got a duplicate, not because I did this. It's too soon to be able to get a duplicate from this. But essentially, you can get 6 of these tokens every single day. To get your first star up, it is 60 tokens. So all it'll do is take 10 days of grinding, just jumping in here, doing this 6 times to this character each day, and then you'd have a star up. Which, in my opinion, is pretty damn good. So you can effectively get 3 star ups per month per character for like first star level characters, and it obviously increases over time. Now let's just jump in, I'll show you what these kind of are. These are pretty easy, self-explanatory. They increase in power, obviously, over time. But yeah, they're basically just a normal combat stage. You just want to jump in here. They don't have the road-like kind of mechanics and things. Now I'm actually going to move this character over here because she's getting an absolute beating. And we're going to chuck this ability down here. And as you'll see, that's kind of the stage. And then we'll essentially get fragments from that. That's how quick it is to clear. And you just do that 6 times for this character every day. And then you'll have essentially a star up kind of thing. Now, if we wanted to do the next difficulty up, we could. The next difficulty up, though, is obviously these. Now, to keep in mind with these, you clear one of these nodes every single day each. So you have to unlock all the nodes before you can clear it 6 times every day. I want to preface that as well. So now, and obviously we don't have the unlock requirements for, I don't believe, this one. Yeah, but essentially you get 6 of these clears every single day. So as you can see, we've got the first clear right there. Alright, anyways, that's essentially that system, the fragment system. Then after that, sorry, I didn't mean to go all the way back. You have your resource collection. So first things first, you can get your main currency, essentially your gold. I haven't really needed to grind this yet. Then you have your EXP collection. I have done a little bit of grinding for this because you do kind of need it. You need a lot of EXP resources in this game, and eventually you do run out with it. Every now and then you get ×2 drops in these for a certain amount of times. And then you have potential training. This is what you use to do your breakthroughs, so your level up breakthroughs, basically. And you have them for each individual class, in different rarities, in different tiers, of course. So, for example, what those are used for, if we go into here to these characters, we go to here, we go to, hold on, let me go to a character that actually needs breakthrough. So we go to here, and as you can see, we need blue, and we need green ones to reach the next breakthrough. We just essentially farm that amount, spend the credits, and then we get it. Easy done. Those are essentially the different game mode types in the game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I have enough currency to do a single pull. I do. We're just going to do a single pull so I can show you the summoning animation right now. It's pretty easy to do there. Because I don't have any currency saved up, unfortunately. I think we're probably just going to end up getting... Oh yeah, alright, there's a blue. It'll basically, if you know you get a high rarity, it'll ping, it'll go to a purple ring, and then it'll ping again, and then it'll go to a gold ring if you've got a legendary character, or a 3-star character, sorry. And yeah, that's effectively the game at the moment. It's pretty self-explanatory. Most of this, if you played an auto chess game or a roguelike, it's basically just those two genres mixed together. The other thing you do have access to before we quickly go is the Oasis. This is essentially your tried and true, base mechanic kind of thing. It's pretty self-explanatory. You essentially come in here, you upgrade it every day, you collect your resources, you build new buildings, you get little like, if we go, I think we zoom in, we can, nope, they're just like little people walking around. Okay, never mind, I thought you could interact with those, you can't. The other thing you've got is access to is the dormitory. You can effectively check people in to the different rooms, and different dolls will essentially come in here. So say, for example, we wanted this doll to visit. She's going to now visit the room, and she will be probably in one of the rooms somewhere. You can edit the rooms with, obviously, with furniture. As you can see, I've, sorry, let me just get back. Oh, never mind. You can edit all the different rooms. There's a ton of different spaces you can essentially go into, and you can change rooms. As you can see, all my dolls essentially in here right now. But yeah, it's pretty easy, and you also get some rewards for essentially getting a higher level of comfort, which is pretty good. You actually get some pretty good rewards from doing that, so you definitely want to, they're encouraging you essentially to do that. Anyways, guys, that's probably going to be it for today's video. I'll be covering more of this game on the channel very soon. I've got some guides effectively planned. I want to do a video later tonight for, like, who to essentially use your selector ticket on, so stay tuned for that if you're not too sure on what to essentially use for your selector. Anyways, guys, hopefully you'll enjoy today's video, and if you'll leave a like and subscribe to the channel as well for you guys. I'll see you guys in another video another time. Bye.